NKTelco Sports here at Wright State Lake Campus, where the Kent State Tuscarawas Golden Eagles take on the Wright State Lakers. Today's game brought to you by NKT.TV. There you see the teams finishing up their warm-ups. Not the season they're looking for so far, but a chance to right the ship here in 2019. The 3-13 Golden Eagles taking on the 4-13 Wright State Lakers. Mike Hurd and Dean Jackson in a nice Sunday afternoon affair here.
It's a very nice day. The snow is gone. We've got a chance to relax. The roads are mostly clear. It's a great day for basketball, and it's a great day for both of these teams to get back on the winning track.
Fifth time these teams have met. Wright State Lake has taken all four in the previous. We'll find out in just a couple of minutes if they can get win number 5 in a row in this series when we come back here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Fowler's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Fowler's, and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Fowler's TV, taking game day to the next level.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
PSG Automotive Outfitters, your truck accessory headquarters.
Back here for today's matchup between the Kent State Tuscarawas Golden Eagles at 3-13, taking on the 4-13 Wright State University Lakers. Wright State comes in playing 29 games this year. Kind of an odd thing, though. They only play 7 of them here at home. They're 3-0 on the season, and they can go out, they can get points. They're coming off a win against Southern State Community College, 91-54. The issue with that, though, that was a month ago. They've had nearly a full calendar month to get ready for this one game.
And it didn't help them much that almost entirely after Thanksgiving until the end of the year, they were on the road.
They get a big matchup here today as they get a matchup in which there are some kids on the other side for Kent State Tuscarawas, meaning Wright State, that can flat out shoot the basketball. And head coach Chris Jones, you see in the back, he was in the back of the picture in his first season trying to make this program something big, and he's got a lot of big pieces to do it. A couple of really big young men, 6'4" Trevor Dotson, 6'5" Ahmad Smith, and he added a couple of pieces during the winter break. He feels can have this team playing correctly how he wants them to in the second half of the year. You get a look there at Tyrone Alzine. He can flat out fly on the year. Just 5 points a game, but a 6'5" sophomore. A lot is expected of in the second half of the season. Getting ready, the white jerseys, and if this was a radio broadcast, it would not make me thrilled. The frostbite numerals on white jerseys. That's the new one. Waiting to jump center, Jacob Hicks, the 6'5" freshman for the Tuskegee Golden Eagles. You see the Lakers come out in those white jerseys. All ready to go here this afternoon. Let's get a Tuscarawas Golden Eagles squad that they can put up points. So they average 68 a game. They've gotten a couple of times where they've gone over 100, but it's giving up 100 that has been the problem for Wright State. They're 0-6 when they give away 100. Ball inside and on the hip. Chaz Painter is going to get called for a turnover. That's a pretty easy call, and they get a shot of Luke Butcher. He was just kind of laughing. You know, we were able to get that one. First possession now for the Golden Eagles. You get Luke Butcher out of Beloit High School, or Beloit West Branch High School, forcing the turnover. So early afternoon, still early enough in the season. Both teams start off with a turnover.
You wouldn't think that there would be, a matter of them getting warmed up after being off for so long, but crazy things do happen at this point.
The point guard and Patrick McClendon trying to put things in motion. Jumper from the right wing is short. We're all seeing, and right back the opposite way. Just a little, let's make sure everybody's where we want them to be. Campbell turns it over, and the easy layup for two for Patrick McClendon.
And I think that is more of what they want to do, is they want to get the run game going. They're not really a shooting team. They love transition.
Wright State on the year averages 84.6 points per game, which would be a tremendous number. The problem is they haven't got enough stops. They give up 99 points a game. And again, 0-6, they give up a 177-point game as a three from the right side is good for Luke Butcher. Ball into the corner now, and a 3-2 lead you see on the scoreboard. Back out front for McClendon. Going to face a 2-3 zone here early on. Wright State can put up shots in bunches. They were forced to do it when they played Grinnell College not all that long ago. Here's a three from straight away. Money for Elijah Woods.
Grinnell is one of those programs that's reputed for their ability to score points, and it's almost like fast break defense as well as fast break offense, where they will look to shoot, look to score every time they touch the football or the basketball.
Speaking of, they touch the football, they score too. Drew Williams, a 5'9" freshman. So Kent State Tuscaroras now with 6 points on back-to-back threes. Screen game up top of that Grinnell game. I go back to that because I was just talking with Coach Chris Jones about that. He said they just did everything well. Ball inside and a foul will put Chaz Painter, the sophomore, at the line. They took 78 three-pointers, Grinnell College did in that game. They hit 31. That sounds like an insane number as you get a look at this replay. Painter working inside for the second time. He'll get a trip to the line where he shoots 69%.
Nice soft touch. You look at the Grinnell game, and somebody tells you beforehand, wait, we're going to score 129 points. Fans are going to say, man, great game. Only problem is you gave up 177.
So one shot here with the game tied at 6. Painter to give his team a lead. Smooth. Up and down for a squad that shoots 64% as a unit. Now back in the defensive end, more of a zone look on both sides. Free throw line and knocked away.
Nice job of shutting the door. A rare look inside, and Wright State Lake got in there real quick.
Three from the corner, up and down. As you get a look at Patrick McClendon. So he's got 5 now, the lead up to 10-6. Still both teams just trying to feel each other out, establish the pacing. They've played a couple of really good games. Again, Wright State Lake has won all 5 as the jumper from the free throw line of Drew Williams is blocked. All the way back across is Williams down to the bottom half of the shot clock at 5. 3 on the way. And the bank. It's open on Sundays for Malik Campbell. As good of a shooter as he is, it's not really a shock. 10 double-figure games already this year. As the turnover back the opposite way, trying to turn it into points, is the diminutive Campbell. His shot partially altered. And both teams try to play at a high frequency, high pace. Hold the ball out if you're Byron Taylor and get fouled.
And sometimes that's just, hey, we're going to take it inside and you're going to have to stop us knowing you're going to get a foul.
Taylor, an 86.1% free throw shooter. All in the year, the 6'2 freshman already out of Warren JFK High School in Youngstown. 14 double-figure games as he knocks down the free throw. And at number 2, 12-9 now. So the Lakers able to get early points here as they continue with that zone look on the defensive end. A lot of guys who can bust that zone pretty quickly. The dribbling for Malik Campbell, 5'8" guard out of Canton South High School. Off to the elbow, the jumper, up and down for Gunnar Tharp.
And really, that's about as close as they've been able to penetrate at this point. You can't survive in a game if you can't play inside.
There you get a good look from up top of that 2-3 zone for the Eagles. A 3 on the way and offline up for Chaz Painter. Not what he does, but he kind of settled for that one. As back the opposite way will come Drew Williams to the basket.
How about that for getting the stuff?
That idea didn't go how he planned. It's the old bad boys thing. I saw that going differently in my head. 3, and watch out, nearly into the hallway goes Elijah Woods as he knocks down his second.
And Mike's not exaggerating. The hallway's about 4 feet from the sideline.
There was a guy standing down there who was pretty nervous. So I just came out here to get popcorn. They continue with that zone chase look at a 15-11 at first half. A foul inside on Chaz Painter, and immediately Elijah Woods, the shooting guard out of Holland, Michigan, and formerly of Lakeland Community College. You see him at the free throw line barking out what he wants his team to do. Golden Eagles now with the basketball. Butcher is the one to watch out for. 13 points against OU Zanesville is his high, but he can create. 3 offline from Malik Campbell. And here comes Wright State Lake and Elijah Woods again. No look into the corner, 3 ball away, and these nets are about to be singed.
Wright State is doing everything. Kent State Tuscarawas, they are basically giving up the inside. They've had 2 looks inside.
Settling for those 3s as Drew Williams can't get it to go. He hit 14 points and 4 out of 5 from behind the arc against Hiram. Somebody's laptop just reset itself. Painter will try for 3. That was a nobody was moving, the shot clock was coming down sort of thing for the big guy. He's got great hops though too. I watched him throw down a couple of ridiculous dunks in the pregame.
Another one inside.
There's why you don't go inside.
Exactly. And they close down on them. They double down. It is impossible for them to get anything inside. We played about 5.5 minutes. They're getting nothing in there.
18-11 is the lead at 14-32, and the way that this series is going, watch this bump. Painter's going to come back. It's a beautifully threaded pass right down the middle, but he's able to get his body there. Williams gets in front of him, now knocks down the free throw. Just a 7-point-a-game scorer as a freshman. But the way this series has gone, last year the 2 teams met in January. Wright State won 87-60. And a young man we're going to talk about a lot probably coming up in Gunnar Tharp, able to have himself a big day. Ended up with 22 points. He's done well in this series. He had 39 in a Wright State buzzer beater win here 2 years ago. So try to set the high screen. Forget about it. I don't need that screen. If you can shoot like this, you're going to make your coaching staff very, very happy. Another 3 down for Elijah Woods. That's 3 here in the first 6 minutes of this half. 2 guys in the same spot and a skip across nearly out to the van. They would have said, "Hi, Scott, how are you doing?" Out to Chaz Harden. Butcher now. We'll wait for Harden to bring it across. It's a bright yellow shoe tops as he comes across. You really don't get to see him that much because he kind of just flashes by. Great pass underneath. Whipped it with a left hand. Did McClendon.
Snuck behind the defense, and you're going to get a basket every time you can do that.
Well, every time they can do it. I'd still just be standing there waiting to take the shot. 3 from the left wing, offline, as Williams can't get it to fall down. Fast-paced tempo here as you get a look. Watch this last pass. Just a quick step back and a whip right through the lane to the offensive player in Austin for 2.
Hicks lost him. The defensive man for Kent State T lost him. He thought he had him.
Make the substitution, bring in Jawante Young, 6-foot freshman out of Boardman High School in Youngstown. The ball now moving around the post, but watch what Kent State's doing. They bring the offensive player, try to sneak him in between, and there you go. You beat the double team, flip a guy behind, this time Malik Campbell. He's got 5. He's not going to miss that shot.
6 minutes, 40 seconds into the contest. They get their first basket in the paint.
Been rejected twice and have been fouled twice. Thought about the 3 up front was Harden. The McIntosh High School product in Georgia. He's actually from Cleveland. On the skip across now, 3 away with 8 seconds of the shot clock. Front of the rim, a rebound. That was more for Alcina of I want it more than everybody else. Didn't that hit the rim?
I think it
the
did.
argument was it hit the rim.
And they're going to discuss.
There was 2 seconds on the shot clock, and it looked to me, and they showed, or at least I saw it, Chris Jones from here, the head coach at Wright State Lake, thought the same thing. And he will get a reset of it. That's a good call by the officials, huddling to make sure they get it right.
And what Wright State is doing, you expect them to make the shots just by how hot they've been. But when they don't make it, they are battling for the basketball. That is something that Kent State T isn't doing.
You see in the back, Tuskegee coach in Richard Tharp, he was not thrilled about that. Shot clock resets for a full 30 seconds. Ball into the corner, and quickly the no-look variety right through the hands of Trevor Dotson, the sophomore out of Lima, Ohio. Played his high school ball not that far from here at Upper Scioto Valley. There you see Coach Tharp. He's been around for a while. You look at his coaching resume, 37 years in coaching, 14 as the varsity assistant at East Canton High School. The District 4 Assistant Coach of the Year a couple of years ago, too, about the entire state. And he's got a team right now with a turnover, trying to get back on the defensive end. They'll get a block.
I didn't like the way that got started. I thought he should have backed off and dished it off, maybe been a little more patient.
Kind of trying to draw the foul as you get a look at this replay. That's just great closing speed, really. Chaz Harden tried to get there, and then he had it knocked out of bounds. A 30-second timeout, 23-14 here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
I want to go back to the commercial and get some of that pizza. I wanted to make a couple of changes. They told me I'm not allowed to.
They said it would change the pizzaness of the pizza.
That's fine. The folks at Keyhole Pizza will make it. They're amazing. So out of the timeouts, you get both teams playing fast, a little discombobulated is almost the way this defense plays out of a box and one for Wright State as they try to work and keep the ball away from the perimeter. Dean's talked about it, about not getting inside if you are the Golden Eagles. Good ball movement on the spacing. 3 up, 3 down.
And what that did, they punched it inside, gave the open spot outside, able to knock it down. But what Wright State Lake is doing is they're doubling down, tripling down. Even that time, they had 4 people within 4 feet of the shooter.
That one in Donaldson as Wright State turns it over to the basket. The acrobatic move, maybe too much so. Here's another 3, this one from Gunnar Tharp. He had 39 in a game a couple of years ago. He's done well in this series. For whatever reason now, just couldn't get it to go here. Ball moving almost halfway through this quarter, or this half rather, and Gunnar Tharp, 5'11" junior out of Canton South High School. Back up top into Luke Butcher. Nearly had a triple-double here a couple of years ago. 3 from the corner. Gunnar Tharp again.
Now you see why they call him Gunnar.
He's coming off of a game, though, and the 2 straight losses and now back-to-back turnovers for the Lakers. 5-point run for Jawante Young. But he's coming off a game, speaking of Tharp, where he went 1 for 13 from 3 against Andrews. And that was points in the paint. Similar to what Wright State did early in this game, a 46-24 differential in points in the paint. Wright State trying to do it from the outside. That was just a flat shot for Brandon Harkula out of Lorain, Ohio. Just joined the team. during that break. They expect big things out of him the rest of the year. Ball knocked into the hallway. They'll have no problem finding it down there. There's a ball pit down there with about 30 of them.
Make sure you get the right one, though.
Right. And all of a sudden, what was a 10-point game not that long ago, right before the timeout, is now a 1-point affair.
Give credit to Kent State Tuscarawas. They're doing whatever they can do to stay in the game, and they don't have all their offensive weapons in that the entire aspect of their game isn't there. They're doing it from outside.
Just trying to play keep away, really, is Davion Foster. They call him Dave. That's his nickname. 3 from the corner. If you're Wright State, you hit shots like that, you call it whatever you want. This time, Taj Benton able to connect from downtown. I think there was a foul afterwards. Is that what the official was calling for?
Yes.
That foul goes on Brandon Harkula. There's a spread out of the defense. You get to see it from our perspective. Didn't work this time to stop the three-point shooting. Offline, though, for Tharp. As a racing back the opposite way. Come the Lakers. Harkula, you see why they want to talk about him. Got his own rebound. Just rushed his shot a little too much.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. And that is something that Wright State has been able to do all afternoon, is get second looks at the basket.
Coach Jones in his first year raves about the 2 young men he was able to pick up. Again, and Dotson, who just scored from not that far away, as a free throw line jumper rattles out. And that will anger shooters. If you're Drew Williams, you're not that thrilled, as Jawante Young picks up the foul, but you get that one so far down and it just comes right back out. So again, runs in this game. Kent State had a 7-point run not that long ago to get within 1. Now the 6-point run the opposite way. So just under 10 minutes to go, now about 9. The defense comes spread out. The extended 2-3 zone look. Pass back inside, just rejected right back to where it started. Handful of turnovers, now run up to 5, and everybody, you get the ball back. Late Christmas present.
And you never know who's going to end up with the basketball, because that's the way this game is being played this afternoon.
Both coaches calling out what they want to do offensively and defensively. You see this replay. It's just off of a foot, really. I didn't even see that live. You could have called a kick ball on that. Ball back down, but the cameras never lie. They always catch it. 3 from the left side. Gunnar Tharp again. He got robbed. Great spin move to the glass, but a foul on the way. Chaz Harden, end-to-end in a flash.
And I'm not so certain he wasn't looking for the basket as much as he was looking for the foul.
You get a chance to see from behind maybe what he was trying to do. A little spin through the lane, and the foul on Jalen Holmes. And the mistake, you could hear the, what are you doing? All the way from across the gym.
And it wasn't that subtle. It wasn't quite as subtle as Mike said it.
Yeah, it was definitely loud. The fact that you didn't pick it up is probably amazing. Free throw no good for Chaz Harden. A 78% free throw shooter normally. Back come the Golden Eagles, trailing by 6. Tharp right through the middle, lost the handle on the basketball. Long outlet is going to be touched out of bounds. Be curious to see that one.
You know, I would say, hey, slow it down a little bit, but that's Wright State Lake's MO.
Get a look at the argument about this. Drew Williams is beside himself that he felt there's no way that was going to go that way, and the pitch into the corner for Trevor Dotson, a miscommunication. So now 6 turnovers. Here you get a look at it. See who you think is right here. I thought live that actually might have been off Chaz Harden for Wright State Lake. And again, Williams felt the same way. Ultimately, the turnover nullifies the whole thing. So as weird as this is, neither team has scored in about 2 minutes. They're trying to rectify that. As ready to go was Drew Williams. You can tell. You can see a shooter's mentality on a kid when he's standing out there, just his hands ready. He's trying to go to work. To the bottom of the basket, the reverse layup for 2. And he just beat the shot clock.
Inside basket, but not a true inside basket because he snuck in.
right at the end of the shot clock, now 28-24. Is out high, Taj Benton, the freshman out of Cleveland, Ohio, and Charles F. Brush High School. Got to see him at Fly Into the Hoop last year. He put on a performance. He's a tremendous scorer as the kick ball will be redirected. They don't call it because if you're the Golden Eagles, you're able to keep possession of it. And the ball knocks over the subs, waiting to come in at the scorer's table.
You got to be on top of where you are in the game.
Kind of think maybe you look at the pair of substitutions here for the Lakers. Bring back in Chaz Painter. The game was a little bit slower when he was in earlier. Maybe that'll kind of feed to slowing this game down.
And I think some of it's just the pacing. You can't keep it at a high tempo the entire game.
I was talking to Coach Jones earlier, talking about that Grinnell game, and he said what was crazy about that game is Painter offline from a straightaway, that he played 10 kids, and that's a big number for a college game usually, but Grinnell played 21, and the big part about that is they would play in shifts of about 3 minutes. 21 kids, and they were able to, again, shoot 78 three-pointers.
How many spaces are in the scorebook?
15.
Okay.
Yeah. And a carry is the call on Chaz Harden. So Wright State Lake now with 7 turnovers as Harden will go to the bench for Patrick McClendon, the sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio, and Columbus State Community College. 10 double-figure games this year, and he's a kid that we saw him earlier. He might have my favorite play of this entire game, that assist that he threw right down the middle. Tuscarora's back down the defensive end. A shot from the free throw line. Or the one guy who wanted that to go most was Hicks. He knew he shorted it, and he might have got away with one. Chased his own rebound, now chases the opposite end. Painter cleans it up for 2.
First basket in a long time, probably about 4 minutes.
6:15 mark now in the first half. These two teams will play again just a couple of weeks from now. They'll play in January the 26th in New Philadelphia. They played a couple of years ago. They actually played at the Nutter Center, the annual game that the Lakers get. That game last February was won 102-75 by Wright State Lake. It's the one place they fared well down there in Colonel Glenn. Now a pair of subs trying to figure out what lineup you can put on the floor to get back ahead. This is a long version of a 2-3 defense for the Lakers. They kind of shift back and forth, not really giving you one true look. They get kind of a variation, boxed in one. There's a little 1-3-1 in there at 2 at times.
Nice job of closing down the gap. Gave him no room to work with on the baseline.
Ball knocked out of bounds now. The Golden Eagles with 6 turnovers. Pretty clean in terms overall of what these two teams average. 13 turnovers here in the first half. 30-26, as you know you're so good if you're McClendon. Oh, dribbling the basketball, he broke his own ankles. And the foul on Luke Butcher. That'll be his first. Foul's a problem for the Golden Eagles. They've got 5, just 2 for the Lakers. You see there on the bottom of the screen. Long lob into Painter, didn't even set his feet still. Got it to go off the glass for 2.
Well, he knew what he was going to do, score.
He's got 6, caught it. It's almost like one of the high-pointed backside shoulder throws in the NFL. Just waiting for it. That's right on the line. There's Juante Young. He knew. The no-look pass inside, goes for an assist. It's not flashy, but it works. Malik Campbell for 2. He's got 7 in the first half. Lead stays at 4. And a travel. Aaron Taylor might have gotten lucky, though. They didn't call the point of the elbow. He could have got nailed for an offensive foul. So if you get just a travel out of that, I feel like you might say, thank you, sir. Hey. Eagles are walking across the logo at midcourt.
One of the best logos I've seen anywhere.
It's full of color. There's now the 3 from the left side. This is not Gunnar Tharp's game so far. He's at just 1 from outside. He's taken about 6 shots. Trying to come out high on the defense now is McClendon off the roll from Butcher. Another turnover and a 2-on-1. McClendon lost it. That takes away showtime if you can't hold on to the ball. Tharp back out top through Butcher. Good ball fake all the way inside. Now the corner three, just short again. You look at Malik Campbell, 5'8", smallest guy in that set you see on the floor right now. Grabs that rebound. He's got 3 of those offensively now.
Coaches will tell you that every player should be able to get their rebounds because it's a matter of using your brain.
Back in will come Drew Williams, 5'9". So if you're the Golden Eagles, you've got 3 young men, 5'11", 5'8", 5'9". The height doesn't matter. It's the whole fighting the dog thing. That's Tharp. I give him credit. He tried. He tried the fancy assist that would have made a good highlight. Just over the hands of 6'5" Jacob Hicks.
Kent State T in a little bit of a drought. That outside touch isn't there like it was early. It'll be interesting to see how long that will stay.
They have it 5 from outside, but yeah, you're right. They've taken probably at least 3 times as many shots. Painter trying to argue about that throw, maybe a little too much on it from McClendon. He said maybe you should just go ahead and catch that. McClendon averaging about 3 assists a game, is able to thread the needle as the backside if the Eagles can get to it. Over the top of Painter, drop pass just inside of 4 feet. Hicks got caught between, do I bank it in? Do I just put it in? Oh yeah, and there's a 6'5" guy in front of me.
And one of the rare times that they had a look inside and they weren't able to capitalize. Did everything they could, did everything right, but it doesn't go in.
Again, right on point, Drew Williams halfway down and out. Lakers rush back with a basketball just outside of 3 minutes, and McClendon just lost the handle on it. 11 first half turnovers for the Lakers. Get the shot of Drew Williams, spectacular freshman out of Kenmore Garfield High School. Originally 2 different high schools in Akron, but they consolidated a couple of years ago. He also ran cross country. They said he was just to keep in shape for basketball. Played some football too. 3-pointer for Tharp offline. That kid can flat out shoot. There are a lot of great things about him. An honorable mention, All-American a couple of years ago, but just has not gotten it going yet. On the step back, off the top part of the rim for Elijah Woods. And a foul. This will be number 6 against the visitors. It's also important because it'll be the second on Butcher. Well, seeing the sophomore out of Houston, Texas, and Lansdowne High School at the free throw line. 9 points, 11 rebounds in this game a couple of years ago. Not able to pick up his 6th point. Also had a big game when these 2 teams met about a year ago in February. 19 points, 13 rebounds. Hasn't been able to be in a position yet to be a difference maker. Second one up and good. So a 5-point game was as high as 11 at one. About 10 minutes ago, it was an 11-point game. Both teams have made runs. Now the true 2-3 zone for the Lakers. Ball popped away, and Tharp able to get to it. He's got really a 5-on-3. Good passing, caught on the shoulder of Hicks. Back out top 3, miss, and a follow for Malvern High School's Christian Grimm. And a foul. That's the thing you don't want. You don't want the game to slow down to the point where everybody's just committing fouls.
This is also a critical time, too, because, and it happens, coaches try to make it so it doesn't happen, but it does happen. Players start to see 2 minutes. They start thinking, okay, almost break time. Not that you take plays off, but it's in there mentally. You got to get it through.
Elijah Woods, a 44% free throw shooter off the back rim. He hit those 3 triples early to help push his team's lead into double digits. Just really has not been able to get back to that point since then. Tharp with the kick across the free throw line. Back to Drew Williams, through Tharp into the corner. Campbell for 3. That won't fall. The Canton South record holder in the 400 meters, able to sprint back on the defensive end. and ultimately force the travel that will draw the ire of his head coach. Immediately, Chris Jones jumped up off the bench and screamed at him, "What are you doing?"
And said, as soon as you get the ball, turn and face it.
And he's still yelling at him. Yelling at the zone defense now. Down to a minute 30. Ball poked away ultimately for another Golden Eagle turnover. Great drop pass. Painter went to Slamtown. They said your credentials are revoked, sir. They stopped him at the door.
And it's set up perfectly. I was very surprised and very impressed that he dished it off.
He might still be thinking about it because he didn't get back in front of Campbell. Long throw off the miss. Little shoulder shake and the step back. 3 way offline. Right, State Lake might feel there's a foul is the reason why, but the cleanup and the score leads to a free throw. That's just an awkward set of defensive strategy on both sides. Nobody really got back. A lead back to 7 at 59.9. Free throw up and in. So 36-28 now. You've come into maybe 2 possessions the way that this second or the last minute of this first half will go. 2 smart possessions if you're the Golden Eagles. Of course, the way this tempo is playing, they might get 4. Tharp from the corner to get going, got it.
He's got his touch back for now.
Hit 1,000 points. He's just a junior against OU Zanesville when he hit for 14. 3 from the right side offline. Here's your second possession, right back down the middle. And the 5-point run for Drew Williams. And a timeout. 25-3 left in the first half. It's a 3-point ball game. Lakers with the lead here on NKTelco Sports.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler, with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community, with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
At CAPT, we use Hometown Opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
25 seconds left before the half. You see the Golden Eagles getting their last instructions from Coach Tharp. A team that has struggled on the road away from home this year out of New Philadelphia. They're 1-8. Trying to change that as they're embroiled in a battle here. And it looks like with the shot clock off that the edict coming out of the timeout for the Lakers was get 1 shot, and for them, you hope it's a good shot. Off to the wing, down to 6 seconds. On the drive, down to the baseline, hit everybody in the face. And the throw from near half court is short. So that is how the first half comes to an end. Wright State Lake on at top 36-33 here at home on NKTelco Sports.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us! Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more. New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back to Wright State Lake. It is halftime in a 36-33 ball game. Competitive late. Both teams have gotten a handful of shots that they've liked. They've also taken quite a few shots that didn't go exactly how they planned. 3-point shooting in the first half. Big story. Both teams knocked down 6 from behind the arc. And you look at those numbers. Rebounds, there quite a few. Some would say a ton. But 35 total rebounds in the first half. The one thing is tempo turnovers. A lot of times you talk about, all right, we can give away 1 or 2 possessions here because we'll get so many, but bad turnovers at times on both sides.
And they were rushed turnovers. I mean, there's no such thing generally as a patient turnover, but these were guys getting down there. They saw the basket, and these were opportunities to convert that they didn't. That's what hurts. It's not just squandered possessions. It's squandered scoring opportunities.
I was thinking the first or 2 possessions here in the second half should be interesting with how this game ultimately comes to an end, as you see the Lakers trying to figure out how to continue their winning streak. A big month for them. They go to Cincinnati Claremont next week. They go to New Philadelphia to take on this Tuscarora squad on the 26th. They get an Andrews team that just beat Kent State a couple of days ago, 69-57 up in Michigan. You get Boyce College out of Kentucky, and then Cincinnati Claremont to end the month. They play them at the Big Gym in Dayton. Start of the second half. As both teams get ready, they switch ends of the floor. The Lakers now, again, in the frost-whited numerals highlighted in green, which it's a good thing that we have very good camera operators who are able to get us these shots because they disappear quickly. Up in traffic, and the left hand, not good. Right-handed shot from the left side, no good for Chaz Painter.
Mike, I've done 2 games this season where they didn't have the highlighting for those type of numbers.
So it's sharp now. Coach Chris Jones, again in his first year trying to build up this program. He was drawing up plays the entire time that they were out there. Coach Tharp, in a long tenure as a basketball coach, on the opposite side, calling out the cadence for his team. 3 from the corner. Tharp found his shooting stroke here to start the second half. Gunner ties the game now at 36. And again, first 2 possessions. Wright State Lake didn't score on theirs. Chaz Painter makes sure they do on their first of the second half.
Great confidence, great patience, staying with what he does. Kept his eyes on the basket.
This game has all the makings of the January 17 meeting that went down 88-86, like I talked about earlier, to the wire, and a 3-pointer from Mohamed Haji Youssef making the difference. Here comes the Wright State Lake now, and again, such a good crossover for Taylor, he nearly got himself. Had to make up his own ankles. Ball poked away. That's just a matter of Malik Campbell not looking anywhere near a defender. So the ball knocked out of bounds. You see Coach Jones there. He's got a fascinating story, by the way. He played high school basketball, attended Thiel College, majored in business, was in the Army for a while in an artillery unit in Germany. Oh yeah, he just happens to be a certified cook from the Le Cordon Bleu Pennsylvania Institute of Culinary Arts.
And after the game, he's going to treat us to some culinary delights, I hope.
You hope so.
At least cooking up a win.
At least trying to.
Okay, I'm going to push one more in there, trying to find the recipe for success. I'm stopping.
You got me. I interviewed him about a month ago, and he said his cooking's so good even his mom likes it.
That's good.
That's impressive.
Now this is
3
grandmother.
for Tharp straight away. Right, that's what my question was. I said, what did you bring? Nothing. Tharp now with 5 points. So he's found his shooting stroke, majoring in criminology and justice studies and sociology. So he's a busy kid up there in New Philly.
I think this is Kent State Tuscarora's biggest lead at 2.
Yes, it is. Now, back the opposite way. The no-look variety. How do you even catch that? That was thrown by a 5'11 kid down to a 5'8 young man, and a big game the other way. So now the step-back jumper. Despite how high you hold your hand, it still doesn't count. 3 ball from the left side on the redirect. So now it is the other way, the other side that's having problems. The jump stop and procuring the foul, smart move on Butcher's part. If I'm not going to get that too, I'm not getting my shot blocked. I'm going to go ahead and draw the foul. And a 30-second timeout for the Lakers. They now trail 40-38 here on NKTelco Sports.
NKTelco Sports. More than 140 local high school and college games. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, and soccer. Support your local team with NKTelco Sports and promote your business to 250,000 households in Northwest Ohio. Call 1-888-NKTelco and get in the game.
Wouldn't exactly call that a happy timeout for the Lakers as they come back with 17:08. They were very animated during that break about what they need to do here, especially for this follow-up to these free throws. Luke Butcher of the line, just 3 points so far for the 5'11 junior. He gets the awkward roll into the silence.
It's an interesting strategy they've got down there. The only person from Kent State Tuscarawas is the shooter. Because that's saying, hey, we're going to make it. And he did, I guess.
And he did. Straight up and down with no problem. Both teams had very good free throw shooting in the first half. It's probably also fascinating, too, as you get a look on that shot for Taylor. He's just a 50% free throw shooter on the year in 15 games, is Butcher. 42-41. Golden Eagles with the lead now with the basketball. Back to Butcher.
That's a good call. No matter how much he tries to lawyer out of it, that's a good call.
Butcher will now inbound from just inside the corner after he was able to say no. Byron Taylor was wrong. And again, depending on who you believe, is all the way to the basket. The double clutch, able to draw the foul for Drew Williams. So Williams now will go to the free throw line. 6.8 points per game, 62.5 from the line. And there you go. Again, what Dean was talking about. You've got to feel he's going to make that.
Because, you know, possessions are important. And if you get a rebound, you should have an opportunity to score. Well, they're saying that's not a problem. Again, he's made both of them.
So a 50 and a 62.5% free throw shooter go 4 for 4 with no teammates there to help him on a miss. Reverse layup, and
nice.
I'll go ahead and fix that. Patrick McClendon. He said, I'll fix the net. They did all that work earlier before the game with the ladder. So a tightly played game and a 1-point lead for the visitors. This is an interesting matchup, too, with Drew Williams on Chaz Painter. Tharp might have gotten away with a walk. Down to the baseline and punched out of bounds. Shot clock at 8. That was a volleyball hit, too.
And I think that was
big hands.
I think that was a reaction more than anything as he starts to stumble over the baseline. Had he not acted, that could have been a turnover.
Saw Coach Tharp there holding his breath about how this was going to go. Tharp with another miss from 3. Back comes McClendon, whipped it through the hands.
Again, I think they need to slow down a bit.
That's twice now that exact same play has happened, where if you can out-throw a 6'7" guy who can jump out of the gym, you know your ball's got some heat on it. Eagles now still clinging to that 1-point lead. Just missed an opportunity with Williams wide open at the back door. He now takes the ball. I'm surprised he didn't shoot it. Now with Painter inside, he has to double down to Hicks.
A rare open look inside.
Hicks now with his 4th point of the ball game. One coach happy, one coach sad. 3-point lead, largest, like you said, up on the game, and you wonder how maybe that changes your strategy a little bit. You come out higher on the defensive end. 3 ball from way downtown, bang. Byron Taylor. He hit that from about the lake. just no remorse if that was going to be a miss. He was going to take the heat for it. 46-46 now. And the double dribble, and really that was just Drew Williams wanting to pass away the basketball. There not being anybody there for him to do it to. So see how McClendon will respond. He's got a confident look on his face. The point guard out of Bexley High School in Columbus. Step back. Back of the rim again. That might have been a heat check shot for his team. Out comes the defense, and right through goes Malik Campbell. He's safe at home on that padding. See what Campbell does here, or where his teammates position. Well, they'll call it on the floor. It wouldn't have mattered. 64% free throw shooter. As out goes Mr. McClendon at the end of the gym, and he's having a conversation with partially himself, partially everyone else.
And it's starting to get heated.
It's not. There's a developing story on the Wright State bench right now as a foul. Say that's a hard foul that Painter's not thrilled about. You see the interaction between coach and player. It's more of just a stare. I got that from my own dad a long time ago. Every time I'd screw up, he'd just stare at me. That might be the worst thing.
You would think that conversation would have ended if you were a player.
It did not. Ozand with the foul. That's now his third. And the discussion continues. As the free throw, back rim for Jacob Hicks. We'll see if his teammates come up to help him this time around. Doesn't look like it. Another 50% free throw shooter.
You know, he needs to be very careful. Well, both the coach and the player need to be very careful this doesn't become a distraction, especially in this tight of a game.
And Hicks with nobody there to help him out on the rebound. Misses it, a 1-on-4. It's now down to 14 and a half minutes to go. Game tied at 46. And you look at 100 has been the number for these two teams throughout the course of the year. Kent State, when they allow 100, are 0-3. When they score 100, which was 132-point output in their season opener, they're 1-0. Other side, 2-2 for Wright State Lake when they score 100. Unfortunately for them, if they give it up, they're 0-6 is an acrobatic move. I give it about a 6 on the spin.
Yeah, that looks scary. He was on his head for a moment or two.
I thought he was going to do the spinneroonie, to be honest with you. I wanted to see it.
He wanted to bust a move.
Right, he's going to be Booker T. Da-na-na-na-na-na. So the free throw shooting coming up. And there are white and blue jerseys everywhere for this one. Elijah Woods at 44%, missed his only opportunity in the first half, puts it straight down.
Well,
and here you go. You can rate this. They do gymnastics, I think, down the hallway. There's the miss, and on the roll up, just wasn't able to kick his way through to his feet. That's why he gets a 6. Second free throw, though, or give him 2, because that's what he ends up with. 11 points in the game after burying 3 triples in the first half. 48-46, trying to get his way through traffic, but forcing another turnover is Gunnar Tharp. Dean said it a handful of times on these back-to-back turnovers, now 3 against each team in this half. He said it multiple times. Slow down. It's not exactly been what either coach has been explaining. They want to play and make the other team make a mistake with their tempo.
You know, and let's be fair. It would be one thing if you got those passes down in bullet fashion and the players were able to open up. They're not. So there's really no reason to have to gamble like that.
And speaking of gambling, all the way down, not with a spin. Love the hustle from Elijah Woods. He ends up falling off of him, but really that's just a thing created by hustle. As he fell out of bounds, he put his body across the line.
Just trying to make plays.
So the 1-2-2 press from the free throw line on the opposite side, broken easily as Tharp will look immediately down to the right corner. All up over top, good catch by Butcher. I'd imagine he was a wide receiver at some point in his football life. Back out top, shot clock down to 10. On the spin, here comes Tharp. Great screen for 3. As well as that play was set up, you knew Trevor Donaldson was going to knock that down. He's got 6 now in the game, and he gives his team a 49-48 lead.
I think we used the term at halftime. Respect for your possession, respect for the basketball, and I'm not sure we've seen it yet.
Lakers back up on top after Taylor knocks one down. So here comes the couple of minute span where each team just continues to go back and forth. Tharp for the lead. Bingo. He's hit 4 from outside now. His team back up by 1. So now manning the point guard duties after having Patrick McClendon go to the bench is Chaz Harden. Harden for Taylor. Heat check. Oh. See how much they're shooting that basketball with a spin on it, the way that they're able to redirect the nets. Now the spread offense calling for the Golden Eagles as they try to create any kind of mismatch between where Butcher's at and where Williams wants to go. Great crossover, step back, deep 2, offline for Donaldson.
I do think that Kent State Tuscarawas is doing a better job on the half court just in terms of drawing up plays.
Rocket launcher 3, no good for Painter, and a foul on the way to the basket. Foul's not a huge issue right now. There's 7 here in this second half, but that is the 3rd that will go against Luke Butcher. Out will go Chaz Painter, 6'7" sophomore out of Columbus, Indiana. Into the corner for Chaz Harden. Back on the skip, spacing, but off the front of the rim as he swat at it for Taylor, just keeps it in play. You don't have to get it. No look pass back from right to left. Now Taylor went step back, found 4 guys waiting on him. Baseline jumper, too strong. Off the hands of Tyrone Ozine and back the other way.
It would have been really easy for Dotson to just put up the shot when he was in low block, but he dished it off.
That shot pretty much says it all. Coach Jones with his hands above his head. Why? Why are we doing this? What do we got to do?
I thought you were talking about the hood up and these frigid temperatures inside.
Could be that too, but something, it is warm in this building, despite the fact it's like 20 degrees outside. Long throw and a turnover again on the Eagles. That's 5 in the second half, 13 overall. But it is. You look at the different coaching styles between these two. They go on for a while, and I know Coach does a lot for Wright State. Coach Jones of in the Cleveland area. Helped run a lot of camps with Coach Bob, who's a very famous name up that way. 3 ball straight away off the front and out of bounds. Dotson, no interest in following that shot.
A famous name like Hearn would be around in these parts.
Yeah, but that's just because we closed down a few buffets. 11:08 left in this second half. And these teams meet in just a couple of weeks up in New Philadelphia.
You laugh. I know people that have been asked to leave buffets.
That's the old John Panette gag. You go now. 3 from the right side for Tharp. He's got to be way into double digits in terms of misses. Coming off that, what I said, 1 for 13 performance from 3. He hit 1 out of 14 from the field as he crossover in the foul on Malik Campbell. That'll be his 3rd. I'm sorry, that'll be his 4th. Must have missed the one earlier. 4 fouls on each side. As you get a look at the inbound. There's a confusion apparently. Outlet up in front to Dotson taken away. Another turnover. The steal does not turn into the score, but look at the easy rebound for Hicks. Just kind of fell into his hands. Trying to create spacing with a 3-on-2 to the basket. Double bump. Jawante Young nearly with an opportunity for the 3-point play as he laughs and walks away.
And how about 2 Lakers going skyward as he put it up in perfect unison?
Jawante Young playing in now his 15th game of the year, averages 3.5. Shoots 48% from the line. Puts it in. So his first free throw. Here's exactly what Dean was talking about. Wow, that's some height.
And both were coming with full hatchets.
Yeah, I need a ladder, and I still can't do that. Free throw up, back of the rim and no good. But again, I'd love to know the strategy behind getting back against this fast-paced offense for Wright State Lake and just kind of bailing out on the opportunity to get a miss off the free throw. Basketball coaches much smarter than me came up with that, and a foul on the way.
Mike, you get the feeling that whatever team is able to ratchet up their game just a little bit to minimize those mistakes is going to be the team that takes control of this game.
We get a look at the Golden Eagles bench and Coach Tharp. Wright State, by the way, now as they take this three for the lead, halfway down and out, and an offensive foul, or a foul in the offense, rather, of Brandon Harkula, freshman out of Lorraine, playing in his first game.
And maybe it's a question of focus.
It's possible. Now the pressure will go entirely on full court. Really the first time that the Lakers have done this. And look who was actually at the head of it, near the ball. We showed you the disagreement earlier between Patrick McClendon and his head coach, Chris Jones, but he's back in there now. Sometimes just a matter of I think one thing, you think something else.
Yeah, they both were pretty heated in what they thought.
All into the corner, and what's also a little bit different, Tony McQueen, who's been sort of a
nicely
big
done.
Linchpin, is up, and who got that block? McClendon. How about that? Take a look at how he just comes out of nowhere. He's on the back side of your picture right here. Bam. As you get a second angle of this. Again, he is on the complete other side as he just smacks that one right out of the hands of Jacob Hicks.
At all ball.
And Hicks is not a small guy either at 6'5". As a walk the other way on a foul, and Coach Jones gets a look at who it's on.
And you look at this score and you think, okay, 53-51. Hey, this must have been a patient, low intensity. Hey, we're going to play our half-court game. No. Just a lot of missed shots, a lot of turnovers.
Each team, I would say, in the high 20s in terms of percentages shooting from the field in the first half. It's probably not what they want to write home about. He's trying to figure out where he wants to go. Drew Williams has drawn the old Auburn kick return map on the court right now. Three from the left side, splits the net for Trevor Donaldson. He's heating up with 9.
And the biggest lead of the game for Kent State.
Here comes McClendon, and the offensive foul. I'm kind of, there we go. I was waiting on that. There's going to be a conversation here about the clapping of Jawante Young right in McClendon's face. That'll be the first foul on McClendon, who's asking, he just asked the referee, let's call it a version of, could you please keep him away from me? Because I read his lips.
He's kind of saying, for now, you keep him away from me. Don't make me have to tackle this on my own.
And Jawante Young immediately headed to the bench. So whether that's a normal line change shift or not in this situation, up 5, credit to Coach Tharp for really kind of being the diffuser on that and giving his young man a chance to get some water. Straight away triple, high arc or won't fall for Luke Butcher. Rebound, bantied around, and Tharp comes up with it. Doesn't get a ton of rebounds, but he got an important one here. Back to Donaldson, he's feeling it. Tharp will try from the corner. Money. His 5th from downtown, and it's now 59-51. That's, again, nearly the same play.
McClendon is playing inspired, but he has to focus. He almost came up with a steal. He came up with a block down there, but he's also come up with 2 offensive fouls.
And you'll get a chance to see this. He just sticks the arm out, and it shoves Donaldson backwards. He's playing inspired, but it's a little bit needs a harness.
Exactly. It's got to be tempered.
Same 2 young men facing off on the defensive end. As they screen down through and back up top to Butcher out of Beloit West Branch High School. Now he'll screen back down through for Drew Williams. Shot clock down to 4, and the ball lost out of bounds. It'll be 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Back in it comes Tyrone Ozand. So you've got to get a quick catch and shoot here with 3 seconds.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And it was a timeout. So I would imagine they'll have to put the clock back to 3.
That's where it's at right now.
8 minutes exactly remaining in an 8-point game here in the second half on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CEREC and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slonkowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
8 minutes left here in the second half. 3 seconds onto the shot clock. It'll be the inbound from Luke Butcher and a quick catch and shoot somewhere. Tharp's a good choice on the pullback. One dribble off the top of the rim and no good, but you got to get that, and you went to the right guy, I believe, if you are Kent State Tuscarawas.
And he worked to get open.
McClendon with a no-look pass, too strong, and the tie-up is going the other way.
Mike, we were saying in the break, it's an 8-point game. That 8 points could be as big as 20. If Wright State doesn't get consistent possessions, if they don't get scoring, if they don't get control.
See Coach Jones. You see him, we hear him. He was very vocal about how he felt that offensive possession should have gone for his team. By the way, you can watch all these games on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and also at nktelco.net. This is a good one. Here's 3 again, offline. And just a couple have fallen down the other way. There's the no-look pass that'll work. Brandon Harkula with the basket.
And one of the rare times this afternoon that Wright State has been able to make a connection to get an assist.
A much different Wright State team again than just over a month ago, as a foul is coming up. I'm curious who this is going to go to. I think that's going to be 3.
It's McClendon.
On McClendon. He walked away, and let's just say he was in disbelief. His free throw is coming up for Gunnar Tharp. See his first previously, by the way, as he sinks the free throw. He had played college basketball at University of Akron at Wayne. It's actually where he started when he came out of Canton South High School. But now he's one of the big scorers, and again, well over 1,000 points in his career. Second up and good. Those are big free throws. You said 8 points might be a million. Right now, that lead back to 8 points. You're starting to run out of time if you're Wright State Lake. Able to hold on to that basketball. 3 away, partially looked like it was altered. Down on the hip. Chaz with the right-hand shot. Chaz Painter won't fall. And what amounts to, if you look at just points scored and points lost, that's a wasted possession. Largest lead of the game twice at 8 points, as you see there on the run tracker.
Some stat sheets have a stat that's called points per possession, and I'll talk about it more after that.
That's a big turnover now the opposite way, trying to step into that 3, but knowing it was going to be partially altered was Taj Benton. Luckily for his team, they're able to keep control of it. Here comes the, that's a football take for Chaz Harden right there. Stuff the ball down in your belly and run right through the lane.
Okay, the points per possession stat, the idea is if you have a possession, you should get 2 points. If you get more than 1 point per possession, you're playing pretty well. I'm guessing it's probably like 40, a 0.4, 0.3, maybe 0.5 for Wright State.
Right now, I'd say you're probably correct. It's a free throw for Chaz Harden, the freshman out of Cleveland. Gives him his first point of the game. See what he can do now with his second one. Spins up and good. Chaz with the free throw with multiple substitutions. Now, you're reaching an interesting point, too, because as you get a look at Chaz Harden going to the bench, you bring back out McClendon. He's got now 3 fouls. Ozayanda's got 3 fouls as well, but you've got to play smart basketball here, especially on these high-pressure traps. No problem going around is Jawante Young. And a foul on his way.
Looked like he may have taken an extra step as he entered the lane, too.
So that'll be the foul on Taj Benton. You can judge that for yourself. Let's say a long Euro step. You question where.
The Euro step.
That's what they call it. It's the Salina 2-step right now. Free throw no good. And a lead at 6.
We had one last night that I referred to it as an NBA tribute.
Yeah, because they don't call traveling in the NBA. Young, second free throw. He missed them both. So he's hit just 1 out of 4 in this second half. Down to 6 are the Lakers, just under 6 minutes. Off the screen, McClendon had it, I don't know if it was partially redirected through Ozan's hand, but Chaz Painter doesn't care. Long shot off the glass from an angle for 2.
Now, Wright State is getting scoring. It's not necessarily the type of possessions that I want, but they are getting points.
Aaron Taylor with the foul, the freshman. I love his story. The junior in high school, he ended up averaging about 26 points a game. Was first team All-Ohio. Said he learned really how to shoot from a smaller angle because he only had about a 6-foot wide driveway at his grandma's house where she put up a net for him when he was a kid as Malik Campbell up and down on a free throw. But it forced him to try to shoot from a different perspective, a tighter perspective with guys on you. And if he gets the ball, you'll get an opportunity to see, I would imagine, him go to work. 6-point lead at 63-57. Again, the largest has been 8 for the visitors twice. This to cut into it is short.
There was a time in this game when shots like that would be battled for, where Wright State would get their hand on them, maybe a third look at the basket. That's not happened in this half.
For Gunnar Tharp all the way on the right side, the spacing, creating an opportunity for Malik Campbell. Malik now makes it a 65-57 game and a foul. That's, I believe that you're pretty easily able to figure out Jacob Hicks because he didn't go straight up.
Yeah, that was kind of a nervous time for Wright State.
Well, you'll see him recognize this late in this replay, and he just kind of leans in right there. As McClendon goes to the free throw line. Knocks it down.
Oftentimes with McClendon, you don't know what you're going to get.
61% free throw shooter.
You know, is he going to be calm? Is he going to be emotional? Is he going to be charged? Is he going to be patient?
Second free throw, no good. I love how he plays in terms of he's going to try to go out there. He's going to try to score 50. He's going to try to get 10 steals. Again, sometimes you get in close games like this, emotion gets the better of you. Down to the baseline goes Luke Butcher. His no-look pass finds its way into the offense. Tharp from near my driveway. Thought better of that. Now with the shot clock down to 6. Great pass inside. Butcher, though, maybe tried to turn himself. Here comes McClendon. Thought about the step back, see if it comes back to him. Feeling it, 3-ball, got it. Second time he's hit one from behind, and it's now a 4-point game just outside of 4 minutes to go. 2 different occasions coming out of timeouts. Tharp is going to be fouled on a 3-point attempt. But on 2 different occasions, when it got to 8 points, Wright State was trailing. They were pushing a little bit, as you'll see this foul here on Painter. That'll be his second. Just poked him in the face. Just not high enough on the follow-through.
There's a spot on his nose that he wanted to clean off.
Tharp now will take 3 free throws. First one is a miss.
Again, no blue jerseys on the line. A game this close, what would you do, Mike?
Well, at least, I mean, the first 2 I understand. And again, I'm not trying to question Coach Tharp, but the third one is the one I might send everybody back.
Because he's a better shooter.
2 out of 3. 67-61. So all the free throws here in the latter part of the second half are the points for Tharp. On the high take, good dish down underneath, and a foul. This one is going to be one that's argued. You see the hands up for Hicks.
That really could have been disastrous. That was a possession. This is a possession that they need to score. And it was almost like they caught him sleeping down there.
Watch his right hand right there. I think might have been on top of the hand is what the foul is for. Free throw good for Taylor. He's now 3 for 3 from the line, lead back down to 5.
You know, ideally he should have made the basket and then got the foul.
Taylor with his 15th double-figure game this year in his team's 18th game. Had a career-high 39 against that Grinnell game we talked about. His team scored 129, lost by 48. 67-63 at 3:44 to go in the second half. It's a full timeout here on NKTelco Sports.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier Sofa and Sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Back, it's a 67-63 lead for the visitors. You see there, just as Coach Tharp walks away, his stool, he just threw his clipboard on. He uses it during the timeout, and then there's I believe it's a designated kid, it looks like, has to pick it up and put it back. That's what happens during the TV timeouts. And a quick steal, just a 1-on-2 and an opportunity. That might have been a double. There's a chance that Taylor might have doubled on that one. I think that was what the reaction from the crowd was. Get a chance. Watch how quick he goes into stop and go. Just right here. I don't know. He ends up drawing the foul as he bodies into Trevor Donaldson. That'll be the second on Donaldson. Taylor at the line, rolls one in. His team creeping closer now at 3.
Doing just enough to stay in this game.
Now 4 straight in this half and 6 out of 6 overall from the line. For Taylor, pitch and catch with 3 defenders in the backcourt, trying to rip away that basketball. And on his way by, that is a very vocal foul on McClendon. He was not thrilled about it on his way by. And the official turned to grab his number, and he was very vocal as he picks up foul 4. Free throw rolls in for Donaldson. As you see on the replay, just reach for the ball, and they called him for the foul, but off the right side of the screen. Right here, you see the ref where he turns. The second free throw is no good for Donaldson. So a 68-65 game, feed into the post. Chaz Painter able to go high on it and draw the foul. Based on reaction, I would say it's going on Drew Williams.
We've gone the whole game without Wright State going anywhere near the stripe, and now at crunch time, they've gone. Not only have they gone there, but they've knocked them down.
They are 9 of 10 in the second half. Painter almost predictably off the front of the rim after that setup. 68-65. Both teams with 10 fouls. Possession arrow, though, favors the home team. Second free throw rolls out. So right on cue. Butcher with a rebound. Malik Campbell trying to slow things down, working from the volleyball line. And straight out for Taylor, waiting for the pass off to his left. All into the corner, and otherwise you don't need to rush. Here's Tharp on the pump fake, throws up the three with 5 seconds to go on the shot clock, and it throws it down. He's hit 6 from outside, and his team back up on top by 6.
It may be called ice water after this game.
Painter on the little give and go attempt is fouled in the middle of the lane. It'll be on Gunnar Tharp. So every single player that has played in this game for Kent State Tuscarawas has picked up at least 1 foul. There are 9 of them. Painter's free throw, line drive, up and in. 6'7" sophomore, 6 points, 3 rebounds a game. Has scored 11. Second one, same 2 dribbles and a line drive. Out will go Painter, in will come Taj Benton. This might be because Benton is so good in the defensive end, he's able to get from one side to the other. No problems breaking the press, however. 4-point game at 2:20. Teams have met 4 times. They've all been won by the Lakers. Eagles trying to put a stop to that. As the take and the hand behind the back. Smart play by Elijah Woods, and watch out if you're in the crowd. Those people just got more than they bargained for, because Donaldson ended up in about the 4th row.
They were looking for the stop. That's not exactly what they wanted, but it will work.
So the turnover making 8 in the second half, 16 overall for the Eagles, but they've done a much better job of protecting the basketball in this second half. Those turnovers have all come late, and I'm kind of surprised this foul's going the way it is. Maybe a kind of a bang-bang thing there. They determine that is the 4th foul against Luke Butcher. So Butcher and Campbell, each with 4 for the Golden Eagles. Taylor with an opportunity, but misses from the line.
As Mike said, at one point they were 9 for 10, and they have gone ice cold, hitting just 2 out of the last 6, 2 out of the last 5.
An 86% free throw shooter now is Taylor. Brings the lead back down to 3, as he did when he hit his last 2. No problem for Donaldson. Little hesitation dribble with 1:50. Up top comes Taylor, right in the grill. He's really inside the jersey of Campbell. Everybody fell off, and Campbell missed the layup, got the rebound.
That possession should never have happened. He literally just waltzes down the lane. Not only does he miss it, he gets his own rebound. How does that happen?
McClendon with the miss. Speaking of things that shouldn't happen, 3 away and good. So +1 in that run after the 3 ball, the 4th of this game for Elijah Woods. And we're back to a 2-point game on this timeout. You look at this replay. There's the miss for McClendon. No problems coming up to get that rebound for Wright State. They kick it out to Woods. Money.
And Wright State, as I've said, doing just enough to keep their fingernails on the edge of the cliff from falling in this game.
So 1:26 to go. Scoreboard has the possession arrow in favor of the Lakers. Each team with 10 fouls means double bonus the rest of the way. You cannot make a mistake here. You get the feeling, if you go back, I believe we did the game a couple of years ago where Wright State hit that 3 I was talking about at the buzzer. Tharp ends up 10 of 19 in that game from 3. He has 39 points. He's on that similar path right now, but Luke Butcher ends up with a terrific game. It came down to 1 shot. There's 1:26 right now in a 2-point game. You feel it might come down to 1 shot.
And of course, if that happens, it's going to go to Gunnar Tharp. If you're Kent State Tuscarawas.
Taylor's got 16 right now for the Lakers. He has been the hot man here in the second half, as he has picked up 11 of his 16. But Tharp on the other side is having a ridiculous night. Had 8 in the first half. He's got 18 in the second half. So he's up to 26 by my math. Ball back out to Butcher, trying to create anything. Shot clock down to 10. On the crossover, here comes Campbell again. High-pointed one and had it blocked. Down to 5 and a strip. And they turn it into a score to tie the game or go ahead. 3-ball for the lead.
Got it!
Elijah Woods again. His team's first lead in about 7 minutes.
Biggest defensive stop of the game.
And it came by who? McClendon. Ripped it right out of the hands on the fast break. Back-to-back turnovers. Now if you're the Lakers, it gets interesting. You must have a score on this possession to get it to either a 3-point lead or a 4-point lead. Chaz Painter back in. He's the rebound guy. He's been open a couple of times, but Dean, you go back and you think he's also missed a couple of 5-foot or less shots. A timeout for the Lakers, a 30-second timeout. 42-3 left in this game.
A wise call to take the timeout.
And you look quickly at this board right now, the way things are situated, each team's got a couple of timeouts left, but you don't want to get to the point where you have to rely on it. You just want to go out if you're Wright State, execute your offense, get a basket here.
And I'm not so certain this timeout isn't just a reminder of what your role is on this possession.
Also, it might be an opportunity to just catch your breath.
That's true, too. Both good reasons to take the timeout.
I'm always happy for the second one. Don't forget, you can watch these games on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and also online at nktelco.net. A lot of great things coming up throughout the course of the next couple of weeks. A lot of high school and college basketball. Of course, the OAC basketball on our live stream every Wednesday night. And there are some terrific games that are on tap. Heidelberg will be the host this week, and you get the OAC, you get in January, you start paring things down. A lot of big things are going to happen. 5 back on the floor now, including McClendon. For Wright State Lake, going to be Byron Taylor, who will key it in, the freshman. McClendon almost really outside of Elijah Woods, who is a junior, the old man of this group, at least the group on the floor. 37 seconds. Game clock is about 10 seconds different than the shot clock. Woods poked away by Jacob Hicks.
And I was just getting ready to say, no reason to rush, but you do need to make the right shot.
11-second differential now onto the shot and game clock, down to 25 seconds and 13. McClendon off to the right side, see what he can do. Oh, great crossover to the basket with the left hand. And he said, here's your emotion. 3-point lead, 76-73. Here comes the Coach Tharp offense, and you can see the timeout brewing. The official was right in front of him, but he had to wait the extra about 2 seconds until they got across half court.
He probably said, we're going to call a timeout as soon as we get to the half court.
So now 10.6 left, 10 fouls apiece. It'll be free throws the rest of the way. Now, this is where we talk about a lot. Obviously, we're going to be the masters of hyperbole, and coaches aren't going to overthink these things like we are, but you get to this point, you have 10 fouls. Do you foul and not let them get an opportunity to shoot the three?
I would think that's not a bad. You can control what you can control.
And now also that kind of begs the question too. If there is the foul on Wright State, they decide, all right, we're going to put, let's say, Malik Campbell at the line to keep it away from Gunnar Tharp, or in this half, Trevor Donaldson. You go foul quick, you make sure they don't get the three for the opportunity, but do you bring all your guys up to rebound? Because we haven't seen that yet. These are things that might be in play here in a couple of seconds. 76-73.
Do you foul Tharp if it's from beyond three?
I would think your edict was that you don't.
That's what I would think too.
He's going to be the inbounder too. So it'll be Tharp and Williams who will work together to try and get it in. And I think this timeout is let's kind of see what they bring at us defensively. sort of timeout.
I wonder if Tharp will still be the trigger man.
I think that might have been the question. A full timeout. We can take a 30-second timeout here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
So they're going to look inside Chris Jones's Wright State huddle. Lakers back on the opposite side. Now the appearances on the opposite side that Coach Tharp is going to continue to use Gunnar Tharp, 5'11 junior, as the inbounder. Byron Taylor directly in front of him. Drew Williams on the floor. Williams will bring it up with 10 seconds from the volleyball line. Comes right off the double screen, wants to go to Tharp. You can see it brewing. Ball down to Butcher, skip across for Tharp, off balance for three, hit the rim, and that'll be it. 76-73, Wright State with a come-from-behind win here at home.
And Tharp doing all that he could to keep his balance for the baseline, the sideline jumper, and still found a way to hit the rim.
Again, we knew who it was going to. It ended up working that way, but credit Wright State for being able to get a hand in front, make him uncomfortable, and force an off-balance three attempt. So Wright State now has won at 5 out of 5. Again, Kent State Tuscarawas will come back here in just a few to wrap this one up on NKTelco Sports.
Our 1,500 square foot showroom and pro shop at bowlerstore.com is stocked with bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories, and apparel. The pro shop is equipped with 2 drill presses, measuring devices, and bowling ball maintenance machines to keep your ball rolling great. We offer private lessons for individuals and groups. Moxie's Extra Pair inside bowlerstore.com is also available to rent for private events. Be sure to check out bowlerstore.com or visit our pro shop in Versailles, Ohio for all your bowling product needs.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Fowler's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game, or not, with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Fowler's, and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Fowler's TV, taking game day to the next level.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Win number 5 on the year for the Wright State Lakers. They go to 5-13. Drop Kent State Tuscarawas. The Golden Eagles now 3-14. A lot of things to unpack from this game, the way that it turns out, but closing moments kind of gave you exactly everything you wanted twice. Kent State Tuscarawas had an 8-point lead the last time at about the 6-minute mark. They just weren't able to hold on to it.
And, you know, I thought at times that Wright State wasn't going to have enough wherewithal to get through this game. But when the clutch came down, they came up clutch. And no bigger shot than that one right there. Big defensive stop on the half court to get the ball back. You know, they missed some free throws late. That was concerning. But again, they did everything they had to do and just enough to pull out the victory.
4 guys for the Lakers in double figures, led by Elijah Woods with 17. No shot bigger than the one he hit on the left wing towards the end of probably this highlight reel. There you get the block. A lot of interesting things. Game's high scorer is Gunnar Tharp for the Golden Eagles with 26. He was joined by 3 teammates in double figures. 3-pointers right about the same. We talked about it at the half. Each team hit 6. Kent State ends up with 12 total. Wright State ends up with 11. But again, none more lethal than the last 2. Hit by Elijah Woods. Free throws were interesting. 1 of 2 at the half for Kent State. They finish 13 out of 19. Wright State was 6 of 9 at the half. They go 20 of 27, and that's important because as a team they shoot 65%, and that has been kind of a downfall at times late in games.
And Wright State, again, they had good free throw shooting. There was some real interesting times late in the last couple of minutes, but they got the free throws. They got big enough plays. If you could compare this game to a car, it's kind of like that car that you're not sure that it's going to start, but it starts and it gets you there, and you're just happy and you're safe and sound, and that's what this game was for Wright State.
So your afternoon sounds fun.
I'm just saying.
You look down the road for these 2 teams. Kent State goes home to New Philadelphia to take on Villa Maria on a Tuesday, the first of 2 times in a month they'll play. They'll go to Cincinnati Claremont as well. Wright State gets that Claremont team. They go up to New Philadelphia at the end of the month. Andrews and a game at the Nutter Center later on, but they pick up to the Wright State Lakers a 76-73 win. Don't forget you can watch all these games on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net. We're done here from Salina. For Dean Jackson and the boys, I'm Mike Hearn. Have a great night from all of us here at NKTelco Sports.